the afternoon, cloudy and a high of 56. Sunny and warmer on Sunday with a high of 64. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. The NBA All-Star Game is Sunday, and as always, expectations for that game are low. Why? Because it is a garbage product. Look, every All-Star Game is garbage, but the NBA All-Star Game is the standard. The standard is the standard, and in this case, the standard is garbage. Just don't point the finger at Kevin Durant and all the other, quote, American old heads. He says y'all are looking at the wrong dudes. KD thinks he and the other geriatrics who walk it up and down the floor are not the problem. It's Luka and the Joker. They're the ones that don't care. They're the ones that don't try. Oh, so it's a European problem, not an American old head problem. Wrong again, KD. Maybe Luka and the Joker don't care, but neither does anybody else. And race, religion, nationality, and age have nothing to do with it. If they don't care about the games that count, why would they care about a game that doesn't? And if they don't care, why should we? Who's to blame here? Anyone and everyone who has anything to do with that game. I'm Jim Rome.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org. For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Well, hey there. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday to you. TGIF, a little Sports Daily to end your week. We appreciate you being here with us. Jake Ballbrock, TJ Cleveland. Max Powers in. He's got your KFH hotline at 869-1240. We've got your video stream on 12 News Connected. Thanks for joining us there. On Facebook, on YouTube, on X. You can leave us your video comments and all of those great places. You can leave us voicemails if you have us on the Odyssey app. We appreciate it, however it is you're listening to us this morning. Bill Self with some very, very interesting comments yesterday that we'll let you hear and digest a little bit as it comes to Darryn Peterson. We'll also get you ready for their big game against Iowa State this weekend. Shockers with a big test this weekend as well. Against Tulsa, and the Jerome Tang situation taking on some national legs now. What does that mean? Does it change anything for the security of his future and that buyout? We'll discuss it all today. Plus, I want to talk a little bit about one of the latest mock drafts that's out there that could be appealing to the Chiefs. I want to talk a little bit about the Royals. There's another free agent, should they be interested in, and we keep trying to make time to do this. I think we'll have time today, and that's take a look at, man, the predictors like them this year. Vegas, I've seen some of the computer models that are out there. Everybody kind of likes the Royals to at minimum be above 500. So we'll dig into a little bit of that as well. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, with a Keep the Glass special for you and your Valentine. 1 appetizer, 1 pizza, 2 local craft beers, and 2 WBC pint glasses to keep for only $45. That's today and tomorrow only. Only $45 for a Valentine's date, and you get a gift. Available at all 3 WBC locations on February 13th and 14th. Pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Made the trip out to Hayes, America last night.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful town. Got my Golden Q cheeseburger. I got to watch my first Fort Hayes basketball game out there. That's a big arena. It's huge.
Did they win?
The girls did, yes.
Okay, so we have a bit of a, just to let people know, we have a little bit of a KWCH jinx on Hayes. No offense, nope, Hayes, we don't intend this. Every time we drive up there to do a story, they end up surprisingly losing the game where, we're trying to get video from.
They were playing one of the bottom teams in the conference in Emporia State, and they beat them by like 25 last time out, and it was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. And I said, "You got to be kidding me! Are we going to do this right now?" They're good. They're fine. They ended up winning by like 17 points.
Survived it. Way to go, Hayes. Team USA hockey. Hopefully Max is locked in there. Kicked the teeth out of Latvia yesterday. Remember, we got NHL players back in the Olympics this year. So Team USA has not won it since 1980, right? The Miracle on Ice. So that's something I think to keep an eye on here through the weekend as they progress. I'm pretty fired up for that.
I'm more stunned that Slovakia beat Italy.
Is that a surprise? I don't know.
They'll be taken care of.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a mafia joke there from Max. Yeah, it's Olympic time. I've thought this was a good Olympics. Lots of storylines, lots of intrigue. I am kind of liking the on during the day thing that's happening. So it's out there now. It's out there. But the big news for us yesterday were these Bill Self comments. We're going to play them for you on the other side of the break. But if you haven't seen or heard them, well, they kind of came out of nowhere, didn't they? Our guy Sri Aslata, our KU insider, asked a totally unrelated question about Peterson, and I feel like Self had one teed up and ready to roll. And I don't know what has spurred that. Gives me a lot of optimism, if I'm being perfectly honest, on like a gut feel.
Agree.
And we'll you'll hear it on the other side. But it was certainly not something we thought we'd be chasing yesterday.
We'll talk about it. And Bill Self, last time he referenced getting on social media, I remember we were in Salt Lake City, and he said that he had to say something about, I'm pissed. Kevin McCullough's out here getting roasted. He didn't do anything wrong. He's hurt. What do you want him to do? That's what it felt. And then somebody brought up the Remy Martin press conference where Self was like, I know a lot more than anybody else about something like that. You remember that one?
Yes, and he was right.
Yeah.
We
then they won a national championship.
I don't know. Look, I don't know if Peterson's an overreaction. But it's interesting to, when he gets to this point, it's generally meant good things. I don't know if it meant good things with McCullough. It certainly did with Remy Martin. When you've had enough, you've had enough. I just like self-inflicted on some of it. And he did admit that. You'll hear it. Max has got the whole response for you. So you'll hear some of that too. It's not like a blame game thing. It's just I keep saying he's like trying to set the record straight. Like, let me just go all the way back and we'll talk about this thing. So we'll have that for you. And then this Tang stuff, like we're starting to see the national folks now.
I was telling somebody, like, this is one of the weirdest basketball seasons that we've had in years, because there's two stories that we have been talking about for like 4 months now. And now it's like, oh, these are getting that big that now like Darryn Peterson and Jerome Tang are getting talked about every single college basketball show in the country is now talking about those two.
Yeah. And the one that we're talking the most, like X's and O basketball, right? That's the Shockers.
It is.
It's drama-free. Drama-free Shockers.
Paul Mills won't tell you any game's bigger than what it is.
Well, and there is truth to that in the schedule that they're currently staring at. There is. Now, there is for us, right? Because we like.
I know. I'm just saying, you never walk out of a Paul Mills press conference with well, I take that back. There was one game this year that you did that for, whenever he told you that he had the near heart attack. That's the only time that the press conference was bigger than the game.
And the games are like when there's a 9-way tie essentially for the top 4 spots that you're trying to get into. That sentiment is not just a cliche. It has to be reality. I mean, the league has been outrageous this year. But for us, for fans, for observers, for longtime followers of the program, this game this weekend against Tulsa is bigger than, a couple of weeks ago against Charlotte or whatever. It just is. It's a rivalry team. It's a team that's up there. It's a crowd you're trying to get to to close to a sellout for the first time in a while. Like, it is a bigger game. And Wednesday they stumbled. They've got to respond. Tulsa has been stumbling lately. They're probably going to have their ears pinned back, I would imagine, for this game. And they beat you the last time you played them. So, yeah, it's a bigger game. I mean, it is for us. The players probably need to approach it the same way, but I don't think the fans do. The fans, like, if we're really going to, be getting on our way back for Wichita State basketball, this should feel like a bigger game this weekend.
I agree. And fans should have been upset after Wednesday night too. That's a whole conversation to have.
Absolutely.
I agree. Other piece of news we need to get into, Chambliss got granted an 8th year.
Yep.
So
That's
we've gotten in 1 week, we've got Bediako got told no and Chambliss got told yes. And coming up in a couple of days is Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar is about to take it to it and try to get a JUCO year, and that means a lot for Melvin Council on that case.
In a few months, we'll be having this discussion as it pertains to Melvin Council. I think they did the right thing with Bediako. I think they did the right thing with Chambliss. I do. I think we'll see. Chambliss is a little gray area-y, but the JUCO thing to me is cut and dry. Just don't count that against eligibility. It helps high schoolers too. It helps everybody.
No,
in my opinion. Some people will say it doesn't help high schoolers, but at least gives high schoolers an option to delay their own eligibility. We just push everything back a couple of years. Either way, we'll get into all of it today. When we come back, though, the Bill Self sound that had us talking all evening, we'll have it for you next. It's Sports Daily on a Friday.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to have you here with us. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Appreciate all they do for us. Appreciate the 36 holes of golf they sit out there. Looking forward to the return of golf season. Crestview is as good as you can get because you get to play 2 different state-of-the-art beautiful courses whenever you want. Give Crestview a call. Ask about their different memberships today. It is still a good time to join when you're talking about getting in perhaps for a better rate because it is the winter time still technically. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you from Sports Daily here on KFH. Welcome back in, TJ. Big conversation yesterday we weren't really expecting. You're just kind of making your way through, expected Bill Self, update on Iowa State and Darryn Peterson. Yeah, we'll see if it goes. It's whatever. And that didn't happen. So we're going to set this up for you. Max says the whole thing. We're going to play the whole cut so you can hear it all. So this was, and I'm not sure if Shreyas's question is in here, but Shreyas Lada, RKU insider, asking a totally unrelated question about Darryn Peterson and a long response. Bill Self appears to have had enough with the online conspiracy theories. Here it is.
I think there's another level to Darren's athleticism or burst that we haven't seen because of some of the stuff that's happened this year.
I don't know that there's another level of burst than the play he made in the first half against BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
I'm not a social media guy, but I have gotten on X and read some of the things and narratives that are out there about him, and it's really not remotely true. The thing about it is, when you're honest, people don't believe you. And when you tell, then you don't comment on it, people create their own narratives. And you know what? I do the same thing about things I don't know about. Well, it must be this, geez, it has to be that. If they're not going to talk about it, here's the bottom line. Was his hamstring legit? Hell yes. Would you risk injuring it more in November? No. Was his cramping legit? Yes, positively it was. Did he turn his ankle bad to the point where he couldn't practice for 9 days? And then practice one day and play BYU? Yes. And that was adrenaline kicking in the BYU game. And then, of all things, he gets sick. And this is what blows my mind. Well, he didn't play because he's sick, isn't a big deal. But he didn't play because he was sick when he didn't play the other games, added together becomes a big deal in people's minds. He's got a string of bad luck. But was he sick? Yeah, he's sick enough he couldn't practice. But he said he was still going to give it a run. And he came to shoot around, and he gave it a run. And he went out before, and he gets lightheaded, and I walk in, and the doctor says, Bill, he's not going to be able to go. But the negative is that people saw him out there. What could have happened between being out there and not playing? Bottom line is he was just trying to see if he could go. If he wanted to run from it or hide from it, he wouldn't have gone out there. So the narrative is BS in many ways. I'm not sure. Load management, this kid hadn't talked about that one time. Load management, geez, that's when you play 4 games in 7 days. That's not when you play, 1/2 a week or anything like that. So those aren't true. The narratives have, at least some of the ones I saw, are inaccurate. But the whole thing is, it's true. He's really sick. Is he better today? Yeah, he was out there yesterday. Was he full speed? No. Was he full speed today? No. I'm hoping he can be closer to full speed tomorrow, and hopefully he can be full speed on Saturday. But that's what he's dealing with. And it's a lot, I would think, when you're 19 years old and you're dealing with everybody having a narrative about everything that's going on, or you're sitting on the bench and you got heat warmers on your legs or whatever, and now everybody's got a narrative about a heat warmer. That's what he's dealing with, and that's the world he's getting ready to enter. But the narratives have been happening.
There you go. Look, I agree with a lot of it. Now, and I think Bill Self sort of admitted it there at the beginning. Like, I get that the narratives are created because we haven't always answered the question. And he even said he'd do it too. But I do think it's getting out of control. Could he play through some of it? Maybe, but to Bill Self's point, would we risk that in November? No, never do that. So why would we do that now?
The part that's the most telling of all of it is the fact that and it's what we've said, is that like people are acting like there's a grand conspiracy that happened on Monday night because he warmed up and then took a phone call and decided he wasn't going to play in that game. And it's like, what would you have said if it was Monday morning at 7 a.m. if they came out and said, Darryn has the flu tonight, he's not able to play? Nobody would have thought that. But the fact that he was out there, then people were like, whoa. But yeah, like, he could have just not gone at all if he didn't want to play. Like, if he didn't want to play, he wouldn't even try. Like, that's the part that is the grand debunk of all this stuff. And Bill Self says it out loud now.
Self, and also fully and as clear as he ever has, pushing back against some load management, thing. Like, that's not something college players even need to think about anyway. They're playing maybe twice a week. So look, are we getting the absolute entire picture painted, with true clarity? I don't know, but I think the important parts are there.
95%. I think the only question that didn't get answered, but the answer to, is just the fact that they're just being extra cautious around things.
Are they being more cautious with him than they'd be with another player, you mean?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and they probably are. And that's
because they know they got to have him later in the year. I hope so badly. I mean, by the way, revealed yesterday, there's been a documentary crew with KU all year, KU in Michigan. How good is that going to be? But like, I wish so badly that he just all of a sudden can play all the time and he doesn't have to deal with this anymore. And it leads to this crazy run for the final month and a half of the season, because it will be one of the great stories. Yeah. And it is, it's hard to think about a 19-year-old kid. Think about all the 19-year-old kids, all of them, right? In your life, not the ones you watch on TV playing sports, but all the other ones. And imagine the weight being carried, right? Imagine that. And then imagine trying to have them react perfectly to everything all the time. Would never happen.
And I mean, it's not even, but that's not even, it's not even a Darryn Peterson thing. And like he, if this is what is happening, and Bill Self, by all accounts, says that it's happening, and it makes sense that all the things that he's saying, that it is, bad luck. He hasn't done anything wrong. What do you want him to do about it? Like,
Right,
what is Darryn Peterson supposed to do about this?
There are problem athletes all the time. We see them all the time. There are athletes that create problems at this age, again, and a lot of them get it figured out, but that, you've been the best at what you do and you've been pampered and babied and all that. I, just speaking for myself, have never looked at anything we're seeing and gotten that vibe from Darryn Peterson ever. Not one time that I can think of. And again, I wish he was out there too. But the whole idea of, and I think there's two parts to this. There is the conspiracy theory part of this is being dictated from somewhere far away. That part, I think, just doesn't have any legs. And I think that's where Bill Self's coming from yesterday. To the fan base that just thinks he is soft, Rick, again, chiming in that everyone else is trying harder than him. I just don't. That's that I guess you can have a conversation about. But again, put yourself in the shoes, put yourself in the situation. If you had a bad hamstring and you're Darryn Peterson, are you trying to turn a bad hamstring into a blown hamstring?
No.
I don't think they know what to do with the cramps. I think that is scaring the hell out of everybody, to be perfectly honest with you.
I mean, I think it's what
because they can't figure it out. And then the flu is the flu, right? Like whatever. Yes. And again, I go back to rolled his ankle against Colorado. That was nasty.
I think the only part that I think that people are like raising their eyebrows at is about the cramps. And it's like, why can't he come back in the game? Bryson Tiller got a cramp and he came back in the game.
I know.
Think about the TCU game. Remember that one when the ball went past his face because he was asking to come out because he was cramping so bad that he couldn't run anymore. They put him back in the game and he made 3 free throws and literally limped off the court. Like he's like, I can give you 3 seconds. Like we've seen what it looks like. Like
nothing's changed.
It's not a Charlie horse.
The cramps are the unicorn. Like I don't know. I don't think they know. I don't think anybody knows.
It sounds like it's better. It's better than what it was. Like he went a full week without getting them. He had a full week without having them. So by all accounts,
but he just had the flu.
The sickness thing is now a thing.
No, but that does that dehydrate you? Does that make cramps more likely? Like some of the things that we hear and have heard about things that are happening that people are wrong about, and you kind of think about the cramps. Legitimately, I get the sense that the cramps scare them and they have no idea what to do about it right now. And so when that happens, they're being way cautious with. And I don't blame them. The other stuff we'll see. Hopefully he goes against Iowa State. I think that's probably enough time, be about 8 days to clear the flu. Probably not 100%, but hopefully good enough to be able to go. And again,
5 days.
The best, but didn't they say he had it a day before, and then it's another day to get to tomorrow?
Yeah.
The team appears to have his back. Like you're just not getting any of those weird bad vibes. Like, and the team is getting a whole lot better. Here's a way to think about it. Do you think the steps that the rest of the roster has taken happen if Darryn Peterson is playing every game, taking 15 to 18 shots, scoring 26, 27 points a game? Do you think we have the same version of Melvin Council we're seeing right now?
No. But there's now a version of Melvin Council that coexists with them that we've seen.
What I'm saying is,
but not the Melvin Council that scored 40 points.
The part of this season that I can't wait for and I hope for so much is that Peterson's able to just go in full. Like a part of that narrative is how much better some of these other players have had to get in the wake of this early season stuff. We're not in the early season anymore, but like Melvin Council has become a tremendous player in part because he's had to, because Darryn Peterson hasn't been 100%. Does that happen if Peterson's 100%? Like at the end of the day, there still exists this timeline of events where KU turned into the best version of itself because they didn't have Darryn Peterson a lot during the beginning part of the season. I 100% believe that's possible. It's not a guarantee, but every time we see them play, And especially every time that we see them play without him, they're getting better.
Yep.
And they're getting better when he's also out there too. Like both versions are getting better. They don't need him as much now as they maybe needed him 2 months ago. Not at all. Because they've all gotten better. So now, like you sit back, and if you're a KU fan that has aspirations to like a national championship, you sit back and you salivate about, well, what if he can go and they all are going at this level? Like, what if he jumps in to the KU we just saw beat Arizona and just gives them
in the same breath,
minimum?
I don't think they beat BYU if he doesn't play in that game.
Well, no, I don't think so either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we've seen a first half of the best basketball they've played all year was against BYU in the first half, and then they didn't have him in the second half, and then things changed, and BYU's really good, and Saunders made 17 3-pointers. But I don't know. My biggest takeaway from what he said, though, like I've been saying all year, is that, like, if you're gonna say all this stuff and you're gonna talk all the game that this is a bunch of bad luck, then by all accounts, flu, I guess, is the only thing you can raise your eyebrows at. But like, if he can play on Saturday, then you expect him to be able to play 35 minutes,
unless he gets cramps.
If he gets cramps, that's not like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just say like, well, there it is again. Like it's in.
See, I think you can, because I don't think
you can, but like, I don't think it is either. I don't think they're going to force him to play through anything. That's not going to happen. I'm saying the fact of like, you can't just say that he's healthy and then just cramps happen again. Like, if he's cramping, like, that's the part that Trace has mentioned as well in this that's confusing, is he cramping in practice? We don't know that answer.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm not going to sit here and expect him to not cramp.
But
why would I expect that? He's cramped all year.
I know, but if they're saying that he's healthy,
I hope that day comes. It'd be awesome. But I'm not going to.
I'll say this as a spectator, you won't be shocked if it happens. As a coaching staff, you can't go into a game preparing for the cramps to happen. If you say that he's healthy,
you better be prepared for the cramps to happen. Like, if you're doing your job, and we've literally seen something now for 4 months. How would you not prepare for that? That's literally what you do need to prepare for.
But you can't go into a game and say you're only going to play 20 minutes because you're probably going to cramp.
No.
I mean, yeah, they're going to be prepared if it happens to put his leg warmers on him.
You have to continue to prepare as if it could happen, because it happens all the time.
You can prepare if it could happen, but you should not be preparing for it to happen.
No, you shouldn't be preparing in a way that you're trying to protect.
It's not. This is
nothing we're seeing says there's anything anybody can do to prevent it. So
exactly.
That's not.
This isn't milking somebody back in after a soft tissue injury. No. Like, that is whenever you have it, that's something to where you're listed on an injury report and say, like, you are questionable. They're going to try to figure it out. It's day to day. Like, by all accounts, Bill Self just laid it on the table and said, when he gets over the flu, he's healthy. That's what that means.
That all it means is nobody right now knows when they're coming, how to stop them, anything. Okay, we don't expect them to come, but we're prepared because they've come so often this year. Now, the 2 games before the flu, they didn't come, so maybe that's a good sign. But I'm not going to sit here and watch KU and just expect the cramps to never return. We've seen them way too much.
I'm saying, as a spectator, like, and now there's a narrative about it, and that's what Bill Self had to bring it up about, because like, it's a national narrative now, is that people watch KU basketball games and say, oh, how long we got until Peterson's going to sit on the bench, and like, that's just being a fan and watching the games. But I'm saying that, like, if you're going to talk all this stuff about how it's completely BS that all this stuff is happening, and like, then he should be healthy.
Well, I think in simpler terms, like, Bill Self was debunking any issues with the flu. Like, he's got the flu, and any issues with the hamstring thing, especially. Like, that was separate, apparently. That was a separate thing than the cramping. I don't think anybody has the answers for the cramping. His bad luck part of this was more about this other stuff that's come along with it. That's not making the cramping look good. I think the cramping is the same issue now that it has been all year.
Probably.
It comes unexpectedly, and when it does, there's nothing anybody can do about it. It's
let me
obviously
say
not
this.
normal.
Yes. Let me say this. I'm not saying what I'm saying in the terms of like, he's being soft and it's not okay if he cramps or anything like that. I'm just saying that like going forward, like you can't just hedge with this kind of stuff. Like you can't be in a position to where you're hedging in March, like where it's like, well, let's just be safe and see. Like
No,
you
play
and you want to be at a point, and they've taken precaution the entire year, and like it needs to get to a point where there's maybe less and less, I guess is the way to think about it.
Do you think they took precaution against Tech or Utah? Because I don't think they did.
No, he was healthy. That's what I'm saying.
So just do that, and
that's especially why I'm saying that once the flu is over, like if he gets the cramps, it should be punch a table. Why is this happening again?
Yeah. But don't expect the cramps never to come again, because they probably will. It sucks, but hopefully they don't. Man, it'd be awesome if they didn't. All right, we'll come back. We'll go back to college basketball and talk about the tank stuff a little bit later. I want to give TJ a mock draft I saw yesterday that's going to have him pretty fired up. We've also got headlines I likely missed. We're going to talk a little Royals today. We're going to talk a little Trinidad Chambliss. We got a lot to get to. It's a fun Friday. Be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here with you on a Friday, having some fun. A couple contests for you here that we'll get to today. Up first, the Beacon Marine is rolling out a boat as a part of a boat show, and we got a prize that you'll want to see. It is a text giveaway, so get ready. The Wichita Boat, Fishing, and Hunting Show. That is coming up today through Sunday at Century 2 Expo Hall. Shop fishing boats, pontoons, cruisers, kayaks, and more. Special show pricing all weekend long. Those doors open at noon. Text BOAT for your chance at a pair of passes. Runs message and data rate supply BOAT to 20357. Good luck, everybody. We'll also get you a big giveaway from Taco Bell, some HTO today. We're feeling generous here on Sports Daily. All right, TJ. Let's look at something. I don't know how much you've been paying attention to recent mock drafts. We've not talked a lot of Chiefs the last few weeks. Something that I'm seeing, and I don't know if you've seen the same thing, is that Jeremiah Love is now floating down into Chiefs territory, right? There was a time, last time we talked 2-3 weeks ago about this, we were seeing Love in the top 5, ranked as one of the top 3 players in the draft. And it's like, okay, you're a big advocate for the Chiefs to take him. They're going to have some challenges to get there, but now we're starting to see some pretty consistent mocking. CBS has 2 guys doing mock drafts, Ryan Wilson and Mike Renner. Both of them have Love going 8 to the Saints. You've got him ranked on the CBS draft prospect rankings down at 10. He's a need for New Orleans for sure. But they still do have some backs back there that I think they like. I think they'd probably like Devin Neal, and obviously Alvin Kamara is still there. we're getting into that territory where it may be an option there at 10. They just hired DeMarco Murray. They bring in Eric Bieniemy. I think it's on the table. I still don't think it's likely.
Pick 9, not 10, by the way.
Yeah, they have picked 9. I said his prospect ranking on those, the collective was 10. So the Saints pick 8. I don't know. I still don't know that I'm advocating in those mocks.
Yes. You can't just give me a mock draft and not tell me who the Chiefs
They've
took.
got them both taking defensive linemen. About that, which is what I do think they'll do. But if Love is there, if Love's starting to float down there, I know you advocate to take him. Let's say it gets to 8 and you've got the Saints sitting there. What would you, because your team draft Love, right? What would you give up to move up one spot?
I don't know. I don't know if I would, honestly. Unless if you can, like, I don't think it should be a pick in this draft. I think it should be, you could probably swing something next year, maybe, and like just try to go, because I don't think the Chiefs are in a spot where they can afford to give up a draft pick this year. You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't
but
know.
if you
I
think
don't think that
if you think he's a transcendent player, then I mean, I don't know. ESPN has Love as the 3rd best player in the draft, right? So if you could tell me with certainty that he would be as impactful as, let's call it, Gibbs.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I think if it wasn't an Andy Reid offense, then maybe you do it as well. But I don't think
that's where I'm going with everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that they're in a spot where they can afford to trade up in a draft where they need all their draft picks and also have Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback, so they can go take a running back.
Now, if you told me you were going to really commit to the run,
if you told me Patrick Mahomes is out for the season this next year,
well, he's not. I mean,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But like, he's going to play, so that's why I don't think it's that necessary to go that far in.
I think it's necessary because I think they need to redefine themselves offensively.
I agree, but I don't know if it's worth giving up. What would it be? What pick would it take?
Cost you a 3rd.
No way.
Yeah,
not this year's 3rd.
I mean, moving up in the 1st round is expensive.
Not this year's 3rd, because that's, by the way, that's the 9th pick in the 3rd round too. Like, that's a good pick. Like,
it's really interesting to see where Love is falling.
Unless you're jumping to like 5 to get him, then there's no way.
That'd cost you a lot. Now, you might be able with the Saints just do a one swap, like a one spot just swap. Maybe they do that. Maybe you say, hey, we'll give you a 5th. You want to let us have him? But why would the Saints do that?
I don't think they would. I don't know. I think that they're in a spot.
Because if the Saints don't know, if the Saints don't want Love, I mean, that's the thing too, though. If the Saints don't want Love, and the Chiefs have interest, because why wouldn't they? You can make the call if you're the Saints and be like, hey, you want him? You give up a 4th round pick. We'll switch with you. You can get him. Otherwise, we're probably going to take him.
I think
it's the Chiefs at that point. You'd say, okay, then just take him, tough guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're in a spot where they have a big need at running back and defensive line. Like, I think that you just sit tight and you'll get one of the two.
So you advocate Love at 9, but advocate Love, but only at 9, right?
Yeah, basically.
His ranking is all over the map, right? It's all over the place.
It's because he's a running back. They just always do the running backs.
Tell me he's Bijan Robinson. Tell me he's Jahmyr Gibbs.
I know.
Okay, but Breece Hall went in the 2nd round, right? Like to me, even if he is there at 9, I don't know that I'm unless you're stuck in a situation where you have him ranked so much higher than everybody on the board. Like if you get down there to 9, he's there, and you don't love the players available, then okay, fine. Because I do think at 9, you can't afford to miss on the pick. Like there can be no Felix Anudike-Uzomah risk with this pick, which the Chiefs love to do, right? Because they pick down at the bottom. They love to swing big on those picks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that at 9. At 9, you have to get a player that helps you immediately. And so I don't know, and I still think defensive line early, running back in the 2nd or 3rd, and you'll be fine. I mean, unless take a cut, because you do still have. I mean, you can bring Hunt back. You're probably not going to bring Pacheco back, but maybe you could. I don't know. I think that's a big investment. That's a big investment. Unless you've got a phone line to Andy Reid that says, "Hey, Andy, are you going to run the ball? You know, you going to give that running back 18 carries a game? Because if so, then we're having a different conversation."
I'll say this.
I'll say, okay, go for it.
I'll say this. If I am in Brett Veach's shoes, I'm not trading up. As a spectator of the Kansas City Chiefs, if they traded up and got Jeremiah Love, I'd be enamored. I'd love it.
Well, we'd all be enamored.
But if that third-round pick is valuable, and I don't think that it's going to be able to do it for a fourth to move up in the top 10.
I wouldn't either. I'm trying to look up. I'm going to pull up Kareem Hunt's rookie year. 272 carries, 1,300 yards, 8 touchdowns. The one thing we don't think about with these running backs is how often Andy Reid uses them as a receiver. He played in that rookie year, he played 16 games. So let's go 272 divided by 16. He was carrying the ball 17 times a game. If you can tell me that sort of workload, he also caught 50 balls that season. If you're going to tell me that sort of workload exists, like Andy Reid would be willing to commit to that, I don't think he's given a lead back that many carries since 2017. Then I'm a little more intrigued by getting a really talented player there. The thing is, though, it's pick 9 in round 2, right? They're not messing.
Nope.
So that's also a really good spot to get a really talented running back. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I think you sit tight at 9. You'll get one of the 3 of, based on what we've seen, you'll get one of the 3 of Love, Bailey, or Bain. Take one of them, you sit back in the second round, and then you take the other one of what you didn't get, and you swing at a defensive lineman in round 2 or something like that.
Is this because I don't think this is a running back heavy class.
I couldn't name any other ones.
Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen, Roman Hemby, Damon Claiborne.
A lot of the big guys stayed in college.
Yeah, and so CBS has another Notre Dame running back at 2 that ESPN doesn't even have on their rankings list. Like, they're all over the map. So there is that component too.
True.
Like, it's not a deep running back class. So do you just say, forget it? Let's get Love and be done with it. I don't, as much as I want Breece Hall, because I don't know, selfish reasons.
I was thinking about that.
Like a problem.
Yeah, I was listening to something the other day about like where they're at, like what he's projected to make. Like, I don't think the Chiefs could swing that and get everything
even
else
if
they
it's
needed
10
to
million.
do. That's what I'm saying.
They've got so many money issues they've got to solve.
Yeah,
that one.
Like, if you can get an elite running back on a rookie deal, like, and I understand defensive linemen are expensive, but like the defensive line right now is in a spot where it's not where you want it to be, but it's good enough to skate by to take a first rounder next year, I think.
Or a second rounder. I mean, a second round is still in the top 40-ish picks this year. So
how about you just get crazy and package a second and third and move up and have 2 picks in the top
2
10?
first. Listen.
Yeah.
It's all about how do they evaluate the player. That's all that really matters, is how do you evaluate the player. If the Chiefs traded it all and walked away with 3 players in the draft, but they were all meaningful, I'd be fine with it.
You know, whenever you play the franchise mode on Madden, you trade every single pick to try to get the first overall pick.
Of course you do. Of course you do. That, you know, the real football isn't that way. They need the depth. Plus, the Chiefs are really good in the middle rounds, like really good in the middle rounds. So you kind of want them to have those picks. What if they trade the first and end up with, I don't know, like 4 third-round picks? We could live in there. It'd be the most boring draft ever, but it's probably fine. Like, we'd all be disappointed until we see the season start. They've got a couple of draft picks last year. They need to take big steps this year. They haven't been like that. You know, the very early parts of the draft have not been a real strength for them in recent years. If you go back and look at production and look at everything else, that, you know, after that insane Trent McDuffie class, been a little dicey early in drafts for the Chiefs. Now they get pick 9. You cannot screw that pickup. You can't. That has to be a cornerstone
I don't
type
know.
player.
You may have talked me into it in the last 14 minutes to trade up. If you think
I don't know, and that's funny because I don't think I would want them to do it, but that's what's kind of staring at them in the face. And
they need a running back so bad.
You need to start looking at the mocks. It's too early for that. They are all over the place.
I saw they were going to take Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle, the other day, and I was like,
they're not taking it off.
Like you guys, I don't think you guys watch the Chiefs, do you?
They don't follow. They're not thinking back to the last 5 years of what that experience has been like with offensive linemen. They're not taking a tackle again. Josh Simmons is going to be good. All right, we'll come back. That's a sidebar we wanted to talk about. We got Chambliss, we got Jerome Tang, we got a little Royals coming for you in the next hour, and headlines I probably missed. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Another hour of Sports Daily coming your way here on KFH. You got the hotline at 869-1240. You've got the video streams, 12 News Connected, Facebook, YouTube, X. You can leave us video comments there. You can leave us voicemails on the Odyssey app. Appreciate it, however it is you're listening to the show. We're going to talk the Trinidad Chambliss ruling. We're going to talk the Jerome Tang fallout continuing now, getting to some national levels that could make things a little uncomfortable in Manhattan. And we are going to talk a little about the games coming up this weekend, right? Maybe a little Royals if we can squeeze them in. And TJ, before we do headlines that I probably missed, we want to tell you that all of it's brought to you What's on Tap for the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the seasonal release English Mild. Easy to drink at only 3.4 ABV, full of flavor, though, to warm you up through the last part of winter. English Mild available at all 3 WBC locations, East, West, Historic Delano, Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. And now, the headlines that I probably missed.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, I don't got a ton for you today. Some of the most notable that I've seen, though, the Utah Jazz and the Indianapolis Pacers were both fined heavily for tanking. Have you seen the Jazz saga going on? Have you seen what's happened there?
No, I know the Pacers are going to need to tank after a trade that they made, but what's going on with the Jazz?
They've just been trying to tank. They just traded for Jaren Jackson Jr., fantasy basketball member of the big members. It was him and I can't remember the other player, but they combined for like 40, 50 points or something like that. Took them out in the fourth quarter while they were winning, ended up losing the game. They did not even attempt to put them back in while the other team was making a comeback. And after the game, the coach was asked about it. So, did you think about putting them in the game? And he said, nope. And it made its way everywhere. And the NBA just fined him $500,000. And now, I mean, it's the biggest national headline around the NBA is the tanking right now. Like, they can't get a grip on it at all. And like, there's just like, they're not even trying to hide it anymore.
What goes on with basketball? Like, what's going on with basketball? We don't see tanking in the NFL. I mean, we don't.
I know. That's what I would listen to the Scott Van Pelt podcast, and they were talking about how the Sunday Night Football window is awesome, and Mike Tirico and Collinsworth and all this stuff. And now they've got the giant stage for the NBA that just got this new TV deal, and they're going to be on NBC on Sunday nights. And it's a major, major win for the NBA. And Mike Tirico is going to call basketball games, and he's going to go week by week and not know who is going to be on the court. It's like, could you imagine calling a Sunday Night Football game? And it's like, it's Josh Allen versus Justin Herbert, except Allen's going to take this one off.
It is the biggest issue that league faces.
Yes.
Like, how do you convince me to watch when your players aren't even that interested in playing in the regular season?
They don't.
Why am I supposed to care about the regular season? Your own players don't even care about the regular season. Half your teams don't care. They're trying to tank. And they've changed the lottery rules, and it's been chaotic in a good way. But like, what can you do to like sit everybody in a room and say, all right, guys, like we have to start caring about the basketball that we're playing, or people will stop watching us. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's February and we're tanking.
I know, and it's bad. Like, and the lottery was supposed to fix it because it's been a thing, and the lottery maybe has made it worse. Like, I don't know what you do about it. On the same topic, headline that came out last night. Per Shams Charania of ESPN, a developing story is the NBA is discussing creating a tournament among the lottery teams to determine the draft order in order to stop the tanking. So
that's certainly interesting. So the winner of that tournament gets the best pick?
Basically, it would be like the bottom 14 teams get thrown into a bracket. Whoever wins gets the first pick.
As weird as that sounds like on the surface, there's a part of me that loves that. It would.
That's the classic fantasy football answer that everybody always does.
If you didn't have a tanking problem, it wouldn't make sense because then the medium teams are going to have, bad teams will have no chance, right? I guess unless they come out and spend money in free agency or something, I suppose you could make that case. But I got to tell you, like the in-season tournament that they play now, it has no value to me.
It's worth something to me. In fact,
I would actually be pretty into you're playing a tournament.
It'd be fun
for the rights to Darryn Peterson or AJ DeBonsa or I'm kind of in on that.
That'd be kind of fun. I like the in-season tournament just because it makes the games worth a damn at all back in December. Like nobody cares about those games. It's worth something. Anyways,
we got to start caring about those games again.
I know, but
until you get a handle on load management and until you get I'm with the maybe it's because I'm with the old school guys. I'm with Barkley. Like you're getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball. The least you could do is play basketball.
It's just, it's not even a player. It's an organization thing for just like encouraging it. And it's because we've seen guys sputter out in the playoffs. That's why it's all started. On the same breath, and there was a TikTok I saw yesterday of a guy with the idea that they should do the draft lottery at the All-Star break. So if you want to tank, just tank through the first part of the season, and then you can get the first pick in February and then just go try to win as many games as you can and make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't hate that. Something else you could do is just take the lottery and make everybody have the same odds to get the first pick.
The entire league?
No.
Just the lottery. Yeah.
Yeah. You might have some tanking to try to get into the lottery, I guess, but the middle teams for a minute.
But that'd be, there's playoff teams in the lottery now, or play-in teams in the lottery now.
Yeah, so maybe you just do that. Maybe you just say, you know what? Stupid. Everybody's chances are the same.
Just class fantasy football style, random number generator.
Yep. Nobody has a better chance than anybody else. You're either in the playoffs or you're in the lottery.
Yep. Let's keep it moving here. This one is making its rounds. Apparently, there is a TikToker that bet an insider trading bet, Polymarket, whatever you want to call it. He made a TikTok that he flew to San Francisco the week of the Super Bowl and recorded the sound check of the national anthem, timed it out, and took the under.
Did the under pay?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting.
Also, there's a bajillion people in San Francisco that could have done the same thing, and this is the reason that DraftKings doesn't offer the national anthem for that reason. Yeah. And so, take it for what it's worth. This also just might be a bold-faced lie that's just viral now.
Sidebar to the headlines I probably missed. The ones that start with "I saw a TikTok," you can 100% guarantee that I missed.
Well, I didn't see the TikTok. I saw the TikTok that made its way to X. It's typically where
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Here's one that you're gonna love. I bookmarked this one on Instagram because I knew you were gonna want to see this one. The biathlete conversation that cheated on his girlfriend. The girlfriend has spoken. She made a video and said, "POV, your ex only realizes after winning an Olympic medal that you were gold all along. Now he has the bronze."
Oh, that's really good.
I saw it and I was like, this is fake. And I looked at her account and it's in the native language. And then she made another one in English because it was doing so well. I was like, oh, I think that's her. I think it's her.
That's so good. Oh, I love that. Look, listen, I'm not anyone to give relationship advice, but if 3 months in he's going, shopping other places, that's not going to change. So good call, and sick burn on the way back.
That's
Maybe like that's. I don't know that this would be better than that because that's pretty perfect, but just a video that just says, yeah, maybe you should have won gold would have been also awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. We
That's
could have
good
talked.
stuff.
You're trying to bargain with a bronze middle range.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
What are we
That's
doing?
cute. Cool, neat. You got third. No offense to bronze medal winners. This is all in fun, in jest. Nobody get their feelings hurt.
We've never won one. Yeah,
man, that's good stuff.
Final headline for you. That's not really a headline. It's Friday the 13th, Jacob. We should have played our Halloween music, Max.
Max will have some. You can count on it. Yeah, Friday the 13th. That's lost its luster, I think. I actually don't like hearing that because I have some like last minute business meetings that have been sprung on me. So I'm like, you say that, and I'm like, that might not be. Is it always bad? Friday the 13th, is it always bad things happen? Or is it just weird things happen? Weird can be good.
Is there a full moon tonight? You're going to see both? Double whammy?
Oh,
Black cat run across the road, walk underneath the ladder?
Black cats. As somebody who has a cat in the house, I don't know that I could ever have a black cat.
Just because of the juju?
I guess, yeah. They kind of weird me out a little bit. And, no offense. But that I guess you grow up in my generation and you have all those things. Yeah, black cats are always a part of scary things that happen. Not our kind of fat orange cat. He's not not hurting anybody. All right. Headlines I missed. There were some good ones in there today. Well done. I can't get over that, but that's an awesome. It's an awesome.
I really hope that's her and not somebody pretending to be here, because that'll really hurt my feelings, and I'll feel like an old man that got
probably some AI deep fake. Welcome to my world.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
I have to keep I have to protect my parents from all that stuff.
It's crazy.
And that the ones you just you go, if you go off hip shot reaction, a little digging goes a long way, but they get you now. It's crazy. All right, we're coming right back. We've got a lot of different things we're going to get to over the course of the next hour. We'll have it for you on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. We're going to win some HTO. You can do that right now. Text the keyword T to the short code 20357. Get yourself a free cup of iced tea. More than 25 flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea to choose from. You can enter this contest once per day. These are good for East Wichita, West Wichita, or Derby. Message and data rates apply. Good luck, everybody. We come back in. A couple of things we need to get to. We've got, probably 3 things to hit on in 2 segments here, TJ. So let's start with Jerome Tang.
That's right.
Mr. Tang is, we covered extensively yesterday what he said after the last game. Now it's catching some legs, though. Pardon the interruption. Chiming in yesterday. The problem with these post-game reactions is now everybody's looking for it, right? Everybody's hunting for it. And the spotlight has just gotten a lot bigger. There are a lot of years where you can struggle in the Big 12 and nationally nobody cares.
Exactly.
Like
they say all pub is good pub. That is incorrect.
That is not true. Yeah.
This is not good pub for Kansas State University because they do not want to go viral for having a bad basketball coach. And that's what everybody's kind of, taking their jabs at right now, unfortunately. The PTI stuff is really interesting. I don't know if you watched that one. Did you watch the Wilbon?
I've checked some transcripts on it. I didn't watch it.
So the biggest takeaway from that one is basically they go pretty scorched earth. It's a good watch. But at the end of it, that everybody's kind of, taken away from it is that he said, like, basically Wilbon's stance was like, this is too much. Like, you're being harsh. Like, You recruited these players to come here, first of all. So this is on you, Jerome Tang. You don't have the right to talk to them like that and tell them they're terrible and everything that you're doing. By the way, I don't know if you saw this headline. They ran stairs the entire time that 6 a.m. practice, and they're doing it again today. They practiced twice yesterday, twice today. Anyways, that was from he talked about that at the coaches show last night here on KFH. Anyways, Wilbon basically was saying it's too harsh. Like, you don't have a right to talk to the players like that. He's like, if I was the president of Kansas State, I would tell Jerome Tang, you have until 5 o'clock when the TV trucks show up for their live shot to backtrack what you said last night, apologize, or else I will fire you for cause. I said, well, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's not.
I think that if they got fired for cause because of that, he'd probably sue all night long.
Yeah, that's not for cause. He's tried. What Wilbon doesn't know, because he doesn't have time to pay attention to everything that happens everywhere, is Tang's tried being nice to his players. Like, that's what they don't understand, the entire scope of this.
Locally, the headline is the fact that the story has changed, basically, and it's gone full tilt from I love these guys, we're going to figure it out, to these guys don't deserve to wear the jersey and most of them won't next year. Like, that's where it's gone full tilt from. This isn't Jerome Tang just being a jerk the entire year or something like that. But that's the biggest thing from Wilbon is that, like, people were like, can they fire him for cause for that? And now somebody was like bringing up that conspiracy, if you want to dig into that, is that, like, maybe the media blow-ups are a thing. Maybe this is something that K-State wants them to do. Like, maybe they're egging this on, and it's like, and that's not cause, guys. Like, look at the other fires for cause around the country. This is not cause.
Maybe we should start making not winning games cause in these coaching contracts, because they should be. Like, and look, you K-State signed the contract. K-State signed the contract. If they fire him, they should pay the contract. Those contracts go both ways. If he leaves, he should pay it. If they fire him, they should pay it. The point is, you shouldn't do that contract in the first place after 1 year of success. That's the point. And again, I'm not being revisionist. We all thought at the time that they did the right thing. Okay, so it's the challenge
weird.
of that job, but it's not my job, right? My job, I don't make the money that Gene Taylor makes to take on these burdens. It's a challenging job. I get it. It's hard. All that aside, I'm fine, honestly. Well, maybe I was fine with them just kind of bringing it back and trying again next year, assuming that the NIL money was still there, the resources. Now, if the places you're getting that NIL money from dry up all of a sudden and everyone's like, yeah, I ain't doing it, now you have to have a different conversation, right? If it's $20 million that could be used in NIL, that's one thing. If there ain't any money anyway because people are not going to support that, then that's a different conversation probably. But it's the challenge with this is it's not like it's 20 million next year and then it gets reasonable, which sometimes we see buyouts.
No, it doesn't. It goes down $3 million.
True.
It goes down $3 million. It's still $15 million next year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like you can just wait a year and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, this buyout's good now.
And the part of it too that I was reading, I think The Athletic put out an article about hot seats, and it, like, his contract goes until April 30th. Like, they needed to look for a coach before April 30th. They're not getting a coach if they waited that long.
Again, like, who are they going to get? If they fire Jerome Tang and make that financial commitment, like, who are you getting?
I mean, they're not getting anybody that's in the actual carousel. They're going to be pulling from the weeds. If it's May,
if you're in that financial boat, you're probably going that route anyway. I still think this is all getting away, and probably the most reasonable path for next year is to run it back, and because it's going to be a different roster. Is that the answer everybody wants? Absolutely not. Is it a perfect world answer? No, but we're not in a perfect world.
This is the bigger conversation I think that we have from the fact that it's going viral and everybody in the country now knows about it and is taking their jabs about it, is that now, like, you can sweep it under the rug. Like, people in Manhattan and around the state of Kansas are going to complain and moan when you lose games. Whenever you're on ESPN, because it's becoming a show, like, that seat gets hot, because you don't want that for your university. If you're Richard Linton, if you're the president, you don't want K-State becoming the mocking of PTI. Like, if you're Gene Taylor, like, you don't want your basketball program being that, because guess what? The more viral this goes, the next wave around, as I said, like, if they have the money, like, it's one thing, but like, if it's between K-State and another school willing to pay the same amount, you're not going to go to the school that was on ESPN for being so bad at basketball. Like, it's an image thing, and it hurts the entire university.
Or playing for the coach that's so hard on his players.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe there's some spite, which is probably what Jerome Tang is going for, like some spite hustle coming up. This will be a very interesting game this weekend.
By the way, I was thinking about that. I think Ken Palm has it as like a 20-point game. Like, whatever that number ends up being, I take the Cats.
The money line?
No, I will sprinkle that, but I'd take the spread.
I tried that.
They're so good
on Wednesday. That didn't work out.
They're so much better on the road than they are at home.
They are,
and they have been just
like coaches have been mean to players since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
some players.
You remember the old Bill Self sound bites? Those are the best. We talk about those all the time.
Players respond really well to that, and sometimes players don't. I don't know the DNA of this team. I know that the old Shocker teams had a pretty mean coach to them, right? And they responded to it really well.
That's what I'm saying. Remember, I'm talking about Bill Self. Remember the soundbite? I love the Bill Self soundbite so much about that was the worst time. That was the worst game Kansas basketball ever played since we lost the Topeka YMCA. Like, he used to say stuff like that. We can't guard anybody. Like, there was so much.
He says that all the time. I don't know that he ever goes on personal attack.
He's eased up than what he used to be. He used to just every press conference was just talking about how bad his team sucked. Now he likes them.
Yeah, it's tough. I wish that I had a good answer. I don't even really have a good, strong opinion on it because my opinion is that, man, I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know what you do either, but I know that the biggest story out of the stuff is out of everything. Paper bags are coming out. You're on ESPN. Like, you're the punching bag of the Big 12 right now. Like, it's not easy to ignore, and it hasn't been easy to ignore. And I know that they're frustrated.
And now these fans are going to do everything they can to get on ESPN.
Yes. If you thought that the paper bags came out last time, that was just a brave 20 college kids. Like,
now they know ESPN.
Now they know that it's cool. Like, there's going to be 1,000 paper bags.
It's going to be. And that's where, back to the very original point on this, that's where it just got a whole lot tougher for K-State.
Yes. And you can't ignore it. Like I was making my point. Like, you couldn't really ignore it to begin with, but you could just like try again next year and just lick your wounds. But now it's like, how much licking can you do? You know,
I want to take you back 4 years, TJ. New York City. You're sitting there, and I told you this would all be happening. You'd have never believed me.
No way.
You'd have never believed me.
I can't. Like, people are being so reminiscent of that year, and it's just like, how on earth did we get here? Like, Jerome Tang was a genius.
It wasn't that. I don't know that it was ever that he was a genius. It was that he was such a player's coach. He was and he still is this great motivator, and it's just not resonating anymore. And I don't know how great a basketball coach he is as a head coach. Obviously a longtime assistant. Obviously he's a good basketball coach, or he doesn't have this opportunity, but for, head coaching and doing all that's very different. Getting players, being the general manager and all that stuff. It's not working. And now it's getting out of control emotionally, and I don't know what to tell anybody. We'll stick in college here. The other big headline from yesterday, Trinidad Chambliss doesn't get his eligibility back. He gets the NCAA, I think. He gets the NCAA to hear his eligibility case.
No, he got it. He got it. The NCAA told him no 3 times. He went to a judge in Mississippi, and they granted an injunction and said, you can play.
Until his case is heard, which will happen after the season, is what I'm reading.
The case happened yesterday.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the verbatim as I read it right now. This is according to Shehan Jarariah of CBS Sports. What's next? Chambliss receiving another year of eligibility does not mean that he won his case. Instead, it means that he will be granted eligibility to play in the NCAA until his case is heard, which will likely happen after the season.
I guess
at a
okay.
further date, his lawyers will again have to argue the actual merits of the case.
Okay, the NCAA can still appeal, and then as we've seen, they're going to appeal, and then a judge will just tell them no. The best part about this is Pete Thamel put out a statement from the NCAA that says, and I wanted to read this on the air today. This decision in a state court illustrates the impossible situation created by differing court decisions that serve to undermine rules agreed to by the same NCAA members who later challenged them in court. And that is the truth. And if you've ever heard
absolutely.
it, and we're at the point now where the NCAA is the bad guy that everybody always calls the bad guy. They're getting bullied, and
for sure. Look, you've got schools and coaches complaining that the rules aren't harsh enough, but doing everything within their power to break them at the same time.
Exactly. Like everybody always complains about that. The NCAA doesn't they're not doing anything. Like they're letting all this stuff happen, and it's like, man, like. To give them credit, they're trying. And
it's like Dabo Sweeney's dying on this hill of like, am I the only ones following the rules here? Like,
I know. And he should be. Like, that's what they should be doing. Like, it's not a hot take to follow the to you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it's not a hot take to complain about the rules that you refuse to follow.
The rules that the schools agreed to. Like, that's the part about this that's driving me nuts. And like the Bediako thing, like, I'm glad that the hammer got brought down. Like they made the right decision. That is the rules. The NCAA told him no. A judge said yes, and then the NCAA won, and he can't play. That's a other story too. We've talked about that one. That now Bediako, like you see the story about Chris Beard wrote him a letter. Basically, it's just like, hey man, I'm sorry. Like you just had your life uprooted. You got taken away from the G League to come back here, and now you can't play anywhere right now. Like he might find his. Yes, he wrote him a letter.
Chris Beard write him a letter
because he felt bad. Like he felt bad that all this stuff, and now he's the punching bag, and he got ridiculed at all these games because Alabama talked him into coming back. And there's something to be said about it.
He didn't. Did he play for Chris Beard before?
No, he just feels bad.
Oh, that's sweet.
God forbid people be nice, Jacob.
Kind of.
Anyways,
seems
now
like
it
might
turns
be an
into
ulterior motive there of some sort that I can't quite figure out. But if not, good for Chris Beard because I have sympathy for everybody involved in this. Pavia is probably a more comparable to Melvin Council, not necessarily
this one. That's what people are asking if this has anything to do with Melvin Council, and it doesn't. The one coming up next week does.
Chambliss was a medical red shirt issue.
Yes, he had mononucleosis or something like that. And
no, he got like something respiratory. Maybe it turned into mono. I don't know. He got something respiratory, and I think he was told by his coach that he would get a medical red shirt, and then he didn't, or something like that. And that was kind of the point of the case. Like he felt like he was taken advantage of.
The one that KU people need to pay attention to is the Joey Aguilar that is coming. It's either today or next week. I can't remember. But that one is basically the grounds of Pavia saying like, hey, JUCO shouldn't count. And they did that. You said 1 year of JUCO doesn't count. He's the first person to come out and sue that says both years of JUCO shouldn't count. And that would basically
Council only did 1 year of JUCO though, right?
Nope, he did 2. That's why
Council
he's able
to 2 years of JUCO.
Yes, that's why he's a 5th year. He's a 5th year right now. That's why he's able to play at KU is because of the Pavia rule.
1 year of JUCO. Got it.
If this happens, he could potentially get a waiver for a second year too. Is that the right thing to do? I don't think it is. You do.
I actually
think
do.
It's silly.
I'm fine with it because and again, I'll tell you why. Because I think it helps high school athletes who are getting caught up in the chaos right now, even if it doesn't stick forever. And I get the other side of it. Well, if they get that JUCO, that just extends. I get that. I understand it. But right now, with the portal, a high school kid, even like really good high school players, they don't have a lot of options. Going to junior college and developing is not a bad option. Go ask Ben Powers about that. Go ask DeMarcus
Ben Powers
Lawrence
only
about
played
that.
4 hours. That's the thing. Like, I'm fine with going to junior college.
About that.
I agree. And listen, there's something to be said about the portal has limited opportunities for high school kids because they're not getting recruited as much because why would you when you can go get a portal guy? Guess what? You can go to junior college and then get taken from junior college the way that junior college was designed to do. I think that it's ridiculous that we're going to say that, yes, you should be in school for 6 years. Like, that shouldn't be the norm.
No, and I don't know that this is. It's not going to be for everybody. 5 stars are still getting recruited.
Okay, but the 3 stars, whatever you want to say, the kid from whatever
spot 70 on the K-State roster is different than it used to be.
Yeah.
And so what I don't want to see happen, and again, I'm not like, the chaos of the portal needs to stop. And if and when it stops, maybe you can reset the rules. But right now, there is a group of high schoolers getting lost in all of this.
Yeah.
So
and
if a short-term answer is to just, while the chaos is being sorted out, to let them go and have a place to play. Because here's the reality, TJ. Why not just go hire a high-level personal trainer and wait to start your freshman year? They don't have to go start their eligibility as an 18-year-old. Why not just go get ripped up, go to a high-performance training facility, and then come in as a 20-year-old freshman?
Because you can't have a short-term answer, because we've seen as soon as there's a precedent in place, that's what's going to happen. And people will sue, and all these the only person that's winning in this situation is the lawyers.
Lawyers are winning. Laws change all the time. So yes, you can have a temporary fix until they change the law.
But who's going to step up and do it? Because the NCAA isn't. That's the thing.
Lawmakers have. The NCAA doesn't have lawmaking power.
I don't think that this is what should happen, and it's going to happen. He's going to win this case.
Again, what's to prevent then a kid from just not starting college until he's 20 years old?
I mean, that's the same issue, though. That's the same issue that it causes the same issue for the high school kid.
What rule are you going to enforce at that point? You have to start your freshman year at 18 years old?
There has to be a cap, I think. Yeah, you can only play until you're 23, and then you're out. And I get that it's going to make it hard for the BYU rules and things of that nature.
That will never work. That will never work. It's fine. I mean, it's a 50-50 issue anyway. I think given the junior college eligibility as a separate entity. Whatever.
It's a different problem, but it's a problem.
They're all problems. They're all problems that have to get sorted out at a lawmaking level, because there's no other way to do it, and it has to be federal, so that everybody plays by the same laws.
You know why? You know why there's 4 years of eligibility? Because that's how long your degree plan is supposed to be for. Unless you're going to go be a doctor, and I don't think that these guys are being doctors.
Maybe we have to make
Joey Aguilar is going to be a physician.
Maybe they have to be doctors.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland with you here on a Friday. No picks today. No picks. We're done until, August? Jeez. Didn't even get a chance to gloat and celebrate my championship.
It's a full-time job, man. What did we pick for 25 weeks in a row? It's like half the year.
It's a lot. It's a lot, but that's how long football season lasts. To finally knock Paul Savage off of his roost at the top of however many times he's won that thing. Let's talk a little baseball. We've been kind of putting it off. The Royals are very much catching the love of the computers, I guess it is. Vegas has them at 84 wins, I believe, or 82, is it? I saw Pacoda, who is usually harsh on the Royals historically, has them, I think, at 84. People are kind of in on this Royals team. And I think that's interesting. We thought they were undersold last year, and they were just about perfectly sold as far as the Vegas odds. If your benchmark's 84, that means you're going to be at least a minimum a wild card contender. So yesterday, the Royals, they made a move, and hang on, I'm just checking another move here. That one was not the Royals. Okay, so the Royals last year added another pitcher. Mitch Spence, who's, honestly, kind of a depth piece, TJ. They've added a lot of those kinds of players this year. Some rotational depth. They have not made the big trade we expected. They've made a lot of smaller moves this offseason, which is fine. They added a couple of mid-level, we'll call it outfielders. They still don't have the big bat out there in left. Yesterday, though, something else happens that's pretty interesting, I think. Nick Castellanos. Did you see the Nick Castellanos story?
Mm-hmm.
Basically got in trouble for bringing a beer into the dugout. Now cut by the Phillies.
See that.
Yeah, that's why he got in trouble. That's why that's sort of the moment he had issues with them. But you're talking about Castellanos as he's a good player. He's a good player. He had you could call it a down year last year, I guess. He's still at 17 home runs. His on base percentage is just under 300. But you go back just a year or two ago, and he's slugging. His OPS is above is where you'd need it to be for an improvement out there. I guess in an age 34 season, you're rolling the dice a little bit, and I don't know how his contract Royals review on X says that his big contract is $20 million. That's getting paid by the Phillies. So any team that signs him would get him at the league minimum. I got to tell you, if I'm the Royals and I don't have that sure thing in left, like you could do a lot worse than Nick Castellanos bringing him in to try him out in left. It's like a better, more proven version of the Hunter Renfroe experience. Like he's got years where he's really, really good. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's got years where he's hit 30 plus home runs more often, like 25 plus ish. I would take that shot if I was the Royals. They have not taken a lot of big shots. And this one now is an affordable shot because he's already making $20 million from the Phillies. I'm giving him a call if I'm Piccolo.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bat. Like I don't know. I mean, it's just a matter of what you want to do with that. I don't know if there's a move that will be made. I mean, spring training is here. It's just a matter of how much you like what you've got in front of you. I'm sure that they are looking at it. I'm sure that's not insignificant, but I don't know. It's just a matter of if you think that they're done or not. I think that's
they haven't splashed it, and I like the moves that they've made. Right? You like Isaac Collins in there. You like Lane Thomas as options, but Castellanos is more proven than those guys. And if you're worried about age, Collins is 28, Thomas is 30. I just, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. They still haven't made the big one, and they've got room to make it. They've added so much pitching depth in the system that you're looking at a situation where you have the room. Like you're set in the bullpen now. It largely goes unchanged from a year ago. You've got Lynch's experiment. You've got a couple of pitchers coming back from injury. This is why the metrics like this.
I think the biggest thing to me about what there is to like about the team is just the fact that they should be healthier. Like, I don't know if everybody.
Sure. Yeah.
I need to look at how many people are is everybody going to be ready for opening day? It seems like
obviously not.
Bubic.
No, not Alec Marsh. I think Bubic will be ready. Right? No. Yes, Bubic. I don't know. Will be ready. Marsh had the late.
Marsh is
October,
like.
Yes. Marsh had the shoulder surgery in October that I totally missed. I didn't realize that had happened.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. When did Bubic have a surgery? Bubic was right around the All-Star break, wasn't he? I guess so.
No,
maybe
I think he. I think. Oh, Bubic. Yeah, he's.
I think he is. I haven't seen.
He's already pitching. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's good to go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can get, I mean, even 80% of the production that they gave you last year, like, that's good enough. Like, the reason that they didn't make the playoffs last year, I think if you asked everybody, like, it's just the fact that they got so injured. Like, and I get that it's an excuse, but like, it's tough to win games when you don't have all your best pitchers. Like, they went through like 10 starters last year, and they were all pretty good. Like, if you can get some sort of pendulum swinging back on offense, if moving the fences in can do something, if you can get 10 more home runs from Vinny Pasquantino because of that, like, that's going to help you immensely. Like, it's just a matter of like showing that it wasn't a flash in the pan the last 2 years. And I don't think anybody thinks that. Like, I think that just injuries is what it was. And I think that the law of averages will bring the offense back to where it needs to be. And I think that I'd be shocked if they weren't a playoff team. And I think it was a little bit of a disappointment last year. I think that the reason that, you found solace in it, as we were talking about back in October, is that, they accomplished more than a lot of people would with all the injuries that they had. I think that they should be a playoff team.
Well, right. Yeah, they should for sure be a playoff team. Bubic, by the way, was cleared to throw in November. So I think he's on track. I think he's fine. He just won his arbitration case, by the way. The challenge, though, with moving the fences in, yes, the offense should get better, but, the chances of the pitching replicating are a little lower, too. That's okay. I still think that fence move is the right
But
move.
there's so many pitchers. That's my point, is that, like, they have 8 starters. Like,
yeah,
you can move them around. Figure out a way to get 3 or 4 good ones.
Yeah, like who is hurt the least by the fence move? You can move around Cameron and Falter and Lynch and all these guys.
Forgot about Falter, yeah.
You can move them around to see if you're going to need strikeouts probably a little more than you have in the past. They really need. I mean, we haven't even talked about it. Reagan's return is probably the biggest storyline of this season. Like, they need Reagan's to be back. Is Seth Lugo, who we saw falter a little bit, is he going to be able to replicate? He and Waka are getting a little long in the tooth there. They've got reserves. I actually really like their bullpen this year. I think they're set, and I'm with you, right? We all see and project growth from Jack Caglione, but does Carter Jensen go through what Cags went through last year?
It doesn't. Like, Jensen is not as important to the lineup as Cags is.
Not at all, but he's a big part of it. I mean, right now,
I think honestly, with the lineup, the way it is set up right now, is that I think anything that Jensen can give you is gravy. Like, right? Like,
he and Salvi, I bet you, are in the lineup most days. I think right now they would expect Jensen to be an everyday player, whether he's catching.
I guess I'm blanking. Who was the DH last year? Mainly.
Well,
Cags played right. When Cags played right, Vinny played first, and Salvi caught. Who was the DH?
India. You had India in the mix. You had Massey, Lofton.
So they didn't really have a DH. So you might be right about that.
Yeah, they rotated around, and then Fermin got in, and then they traded Fermin, and it changed a little bit. I think Jensen is going to probably play most days, whether he's catching or whether he's DHing, and Salvi just does the other. Because with Cags and right, and Vinny at first, that's the rotation, right? I don't think we're missing anybody. That right now it's just platoon left field, Collins and Lane Thomas. All I'm saying is, if Nick Castellanos is sitting out there basically for free, and you got to give him just a little bit more than somebody else is going to give him for free, that's the kind of bat I'm interested in. To at least have in the mix. Like, just test it out. What does it hurt? He'll get some kind of deal that probably guarantees him some playing time contractually, and that may be a little too rich for the Royals. But if it's just a money thing, a player with his pedigree, I think is worth the risk. I think they have room for that bat. I hope it works out with Collins and Lane Thomas. I actually really like Lane Thomas. And Collins, I don't know enough about, but he's had a nice little trajectory there before they traded for him. I think they could use still a little bit more juice. Go be a juggernaut offensively.
I mean, they've shown us they're not scared to take risks on signing guys.
Not at all. They took huge contractual risks in the pitching staff. Huge. Yeah. And with all that depth, I do think I think a Bubic trade is on the table. Very much so. Right? Like, I don't know what they'll do.
That was a conversation that we talked about with the Bubic trade, is that it may take, showing that he can pitch.
I know. And if he's showing he can pitch, though, and they're good, then they're not going to trade him. So that's good. That's going to be a really, now look, if he's really good and they lose him, they'll get draft pick compensation. You may just have to be good enough with that. Like, you may just have to, be willing to accept that that's the case. They were kind of toe in, toe out on the trade deadline last year, and it worked out. They've done a really nice job, and I'm really glad to see that. I will tell you in full transparency, and I probably am speaking for you here too. I view the Royals through rose-colored glasses. Yeah. We literally cover them every single day. If I'm not going to be optimistic about them, man, that's not going to be fun.
I agree.
And we went through almost 10 years of that.
And that is the most, like, when the Royals are bad, especially on radio, which we've talked about, like, it's not even like it gets to the point, like when K-State basketball's bad, like, it's not fun, obviously, but like, it gives you things to talk about because, like, there's headlines. When the Royals are bad, it's like, hey, they blew a lead in the 6th last night. It's like, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
But when they're good, give it to you every day.
Yep.
And I do
fun to
think
watch.
they're good.
Royals.tv. I got to get set up on that.
It's
new way to watch the
not gonna
Royals.
change. We haven't talked about any of that. We will. It's not going to change. Like most people's viewing experience won't change. Instead of
If you
the
have cable.
FanDuel app, you'll have Royals.tv. And if you have satellite and cable, they're going to find a place to slot it in there. So you'll just turn it to that channel. The cool thing is on Kwitch, we have the home opener this year. And some of these games are going to KWCH too. Like the main network. That's going to be fun. That's going to be really cool. A little Royals talk for you. We've got more to come. Spring training is here in some degrees. Pitchers and catchers are there. But spring training is going to start soon. We'll have storylines, but watch that Nick Castellanos move. That's an interesting one. We're coming back. We'll wrap it up on Sports Daily when we return.